going into the Paladin now. And the Paladin is where one of the most controversial nerfs happened. If you've seen any of the D&D videos that have been put out, you know I'm talking about Divine Smite. But we'll get there. Level 1, we get Lay on Hands. I think that's earlier than usual. Unless I'm wrong. I could be. I think I'm wrong. Okay. I think so. Okay. Either way, Lay on Hands. You have a pool of healing. Comes back on a long rest. Restore number of hit points equal to 5 times your Paladin level. As a bonus action, touch a creature. Can't be yourself. Restore hit points to that creature. You can also expend 5 hit points to remove the poisoned condition from that creature. I think that's a nerf. I think it used to remove a lot more conditions, but now it's just poison. Interesting. Alright. We get spell casting. If you want me to go into spell casting, let me know. And then I'll make that into a different video, but for the sake of time and getting through all of this, I'm not going through spell casting today. You get weapon mastery. That'll also be a different video, but I am definitely making that one. Fighting style. You get as well. You get a fighting style feat, which is cool, and you get an extra choice. You can take a fighting style feat, or you can learn 2 cleric cantrips, which is nice. I've done that before on a paladin, and it is fun. I took guidance and something else. I can't remember what it was. At level 2, you get the Divine Smite smell. You get the Divine Smite spell prepared. And you can cast it without expending a spell slot. And that comes back on a long rest. So one free Divine Smite. Even the Ranger, which I'll get to later, gets a number of free uses of Hunter's Mark equal to their Wisdom modifier. The least you could have done is a number of free Divine Smites equal to your Charisma modifier, I feel like. Then again, Hunter's Mark is less damage than Divine Smite, I'm pretty sure, so I get it, but come on. Like, I think Divine Smite is the thing that you think of when you think Paladins, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do here with Paladin Smite, because Divine Smite takes your bonus action in order to do it. I might just say to lighten the load on bonus actions, I might say that you can do the 2014 version of the Smite, where, it's still in the same way. It's like, oh, okay, you look to see if you hit, then you do Divine Smite. However, it takes your bonus action now. So I'm thinking of just saying it doesn't take your bonus action. Because I feel like that hinders you from doing other things unnecessarily. I don't know. We'll see how much bonus action stuff you actually get, and then I'll form my opinion. I was a little torn up about this at first, but as time has gone on, I've been a little less skeptical of Paladin Smite. I will click into this, even though I'm going to do potentially a spells video. Divine Smite. The target takes an extra 2d8 radiant damage from the attack. And this is a bonus action, which you immediately take after hitting a target with a melee weapon or an unarmed strike. And then the damage increases for fiends and undead. And only paladins get it anyway. So, yeah, it really depends on how much stuff takes up your bonus action for me, honestly. If there's not a lot that takes your bonus action, then fine, I get it. Like, make the paladins pick and choose between dealing the extra damage or doing other cool things. But if you have a lot of cool things that you can do with your bonus action, and your choices are, do I want to be like the powerful, tanky, like burst damage dealer, or use the rest of my class features? It's not a fun choice to make. So I might just say that this can just happen without doing the bonus action, almost like a free reaction when you are when you hit a target with a melee weapon or an unarmed strike. Which, by the way, the fact that you can do it with an unarmed strike now is really nice. I appreciate that. Alright. Level 3, you get Channel Divinity. You can use it twice. One use comes back on a short rest, and they all come back on a long rest. And you get an extra use at level 11. And you can do a Divine Sense as a bonus action. You can detect Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. Very niche use, so not something that I'm worried about taking up a bonus action. Lasts for 10 minutes. Range of 60 feet. And you know its creature type. And you know any place that has been desecrated, as with the Hollow spell. Which, that idea of something being desecrated would be, I think, helpful if they added more text to actually define what that means. Even if they just made like a very simple, like, definition in the rules glossary, like how you can click on incapacitated here, and it links you to the rules glossary. Like, if they did the same for desecrated, that would be nice. Alright. Level 5, you get extra attack as normal. You also get Faithful Steed now, which is new. You always have Fine Steed prepared. Hey, cool, saves you a choice, you get a steed. And you can cast it once without expending a spell slot. Alright. They made a big deal in the D&D video about how this is like, oh, this is so core to who the Paladin is. But really, like, there's no features that come up about being on a mount for the Paladin, so is it really that core to the Paladin, or is Divine Smite more core to the Paladin? At level 6, you get a 10-foot radius around you. You get you and your allies get a bonus to saving throws equal to your Charisma modifier. That is not new. This part is new. If another Paladin is present, a creature can benefit from only one aura of protection at a time, which is unfortunate. You used to be able to stack those. I can see why they made that change. At level 9, you can abjure your foes. You can expend a use of Channel Divinity. Target number of creatures equal to Charisma modifier within 60 feet. They must succeed on a Wisdom save or be frightened for 1 minute or until they take damage. During this time, they can only move, take an action, or a bonus action. They have to choose. That's nice. That locks down a lot of things. I know I use a lot of monsters as a GM that can do a lot of things on their turn, and so locking down the action economy is huge. Level 10, we have Aura of Courage. You and your allies are immune to Frightened. I believe the immunity is new. I feel like it was Advantage before. If frightened allies enter the aura, the condition has no effect. It doesn't end the effect, but the condition has no effect, but they're immune to the frightened condition. Okay. I guess if they run in, they're still technically frightened, but the condition has no effect while they are in your radius. That text is a little bit confusing. At level 11, when you hit a target with an attack roll that is melee or unarmed, they take an extra 1d8 radiant damage. that I believe is not new. Level 14, Restoring Touch when you lay on hands. You can also remove one or more of the following conditions, and here's where they come back. Blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, or stunned. You expend 5 hit points from the pool, but they don't also restore hit points. So they do come back. They come back at a much higher level. I get it. I'm a little disappointed that it's such a high level, but I get it. At level 18, your aura is now 30 feet, and you get an epic boon at 19. And nothing at level 20 because I believe Paladin subclasses get something at 20. So we'll see. Here's the Paladin spell list. If you want me to do a spells video, again, let me know. Oath of Devotion is where we will pick up. Alright, you get your Oath of Devotion spells, as well as a sacred weapon. When you take the attack action, you can expend your Channel Divinity to imbue your melee weapon that you're holding with positive energy. Add your charisma modifier to attack rolls that you make with that weapon. And each time you hit with it, it can deal normal damage or radiant damage. And it emits bright light in 20 feet, dim light in 20 more feet. That's really nice. I actually played a Devotion Paladin for a little while. And it was really annoying to set up Sacred Weapon because it took an action. But now it's a part of the attack action, which is really cool. At level 7, you get the Aura of Devotion. You're also immune to Charm, in addition to Frighten, when you have that or when you and your allies are in that aura. And the condition has no effect on the ally while they are there. At level 15, you get Smite of Protection. Whenever you cast Divine Smite, you and your allies have half cover while in your Aura of Protection until the start of your next turn. That's nice. I appreciate it. That's new. And level 20 is Holy Nimbus. Holy Nimbus, Batman. Imbue your Aura of Protection with Holy Power. You gain these benefits for 10 minutes until you end them. Or until you end them. And you can do that once per long rest. Or you can also do it again with a level 5 spell slot. Wow. Oh, well, you're level 20, so, okay. Holy Ward. You have advantage on any saving throw if you're forced to make it by a fiend or undead. Situational, but okay. Whenever an enemy starts its turn in your aura, that creature takes radiant damage equal to your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So probably 10 or 11 at this point. Alright, yeah. That's solid. That's nice. And the aura is filled with bright light that is sunlight. Now that's pretty cool. That sounds like it'll be good against like vampires, things with sunlight sensitivity, and magical darkness. That's pretty great. That's nice. Overall buffs. I like it. The Oath of Glory is next. You get Inspiring Smite. Immediately after you cast Divine Smite, you use your Channel Divinity and distribute temporary hit points to creatures within 30 feet of you, which can include you. The number is 2d8 plus your Paladin level, divided among the chosen creatures. That's not a lot. That's like 8 plus 3 is 11 at 3rd level. I guess at 3rd level that could help if you put it on the wizard, and it gets better as you level up. I guess. I'm not super excited about it, but it does help. let's see, you get your Oath of Glory spells and Peerless Athlete. As a bonus action, expend your Channel Divinity. For 1 hour, you have advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks, and the distance of your long and high jumps increase 10 feet, which costs movement as normal. That's tough. Because if you only have 30 feet of movement, and you have to run 10 feet before you do it, I mean, it does help, but it's, again, kind of an underwhelming sort of thing. Level 7, Aura of Alacrity. Your speed increases by 10 feet. That helps, right? Because even though you're jumping, you're limited by your movement speed. And whenever your ally enters the Aura of Protection for the first time on a turn or starts their turn there, your ally's speed increases by 10 feet until the end of their next turn. That's cool. That's a nice little buff. Something good. At level 15, when you are another creature you can see within 10 feet is hit by an attack roll, use a reaction, give a bonus to their AC against that attack, potentially causing it to miss. And that is equal to your Charisma modifier. If it misses, which means you succeeded, then you can make one attack with a weapon against the attacker as part of this reaction. So, sorry, unarmed strikes. That's a weird distinction to make there, I guess. As a part of this reaction if the attacker is within your weapon's range. They did so great including unarmed strikes and everything else to just not include it there. And that sucks. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your Charisma modifier. And they come back on a long rest. Another underwhelming class feature. Just for, I mean, I like it. It's just, it's that black spot of not including unarmed strikes. I feel like why exclude that? I don't get it. Especially for Oath of Glory is all about athleticism. But sorry, if you're an unarmed paladin, it doesn't work. Level 20, Living Legend. As a bonus action, you get these benefits for 10 minutes. You can use this once per long rest, or using a level 5 spell slot. I'm seeing a pattern here. Charismatic. You have advantage on charisma checks. Nice. Saving throw reroll. You can use your reaction to reroll a saving throw. Any saving throw within those 10 minutes. That's nice. I do like that. That's probably the best thing from this subclass so far, honestly. And then Unerring Strike. Once on each of your turns when you make an attack roll with the weapon again, and miss, you can cause that attack to hit instead. Why the distinction against unarmed strikes? I don't get it. Man, I'm disappointed by the subclass. I was disappointed with the previous version. I'm disappointed again. I'm not going to play this subclass. I don't think so. I don't know. There are some cool abilities. It just that most of them are underwhelming or have a caveat against unarmed strikes. I don't know. That's just me. Let me know what you think. Oath of the Ancients is next. They get Nature's Wrath. As a magic action, you can use your Channel Divinity. You conjure vines. Creatures of your choice within 15 feet make a strength save, or they are restrained for 1 minute. And they can repeat the save at the end of each of its turns. That's nice. That's thematic. I like it. You get your Oath of the Ancient spells. You get an Aura of Warding. You and your allies have resistance to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage within your Aura of Protection. That's nice. I like that. Level 15 Undying Sentinel. When you're reduced to 0 hit points and not killed outright, you can go to 1 hit point instead. I believe that's the same. But now this is new. You also regain a number of hit points equal to 3 times your Paladin level. I like that a lot. Once you use this feature, you need a long rest to get it back. And you can't be aged magically, and you cease visibly aging. That's cool. And then level 20. Notice how this subclass is like much better than the Oath of Glory, and it requires so many less words to do it. As a bonus action, your Aura Protection grants the below benefits for 1 minute, or until you end them. Once per long rest, but you can also use the level 5 spell slot. Enemies in your aura have disadvantage on saving throws against your spells and channel divinities. You're probably not doing a ton of spells, but hey, you know, it's possible you have +5 to your charisma at this point. At the start of each of your turns, you regain 10 hit points. That's nice. And swift spells, whenever you cast a spell that has a casting time of an action, you can do a bonus action instead. I like that. That's nice. Now that is something that conflicts with the bonus action Divine Smite. That is something worthwhile. That it's like, oh man, now I have to choose between Divine Smite spell or a different spell that because of Elder Champion I get to do as a bonus action. But so far that's the only thing I've seen that hinders me from really leaning into or leaning away from Divine Smite as a bonus action. So far, I feel like it's working. It's passable. And then finally, that brings us to the Oath of Vengeance. You get your Oath of Vengeance. Smells. Why do I keep doing that? Oh my gosh. Your Oath of Vengeance spells. You get your Vow of Enmity, which is a well-loved feature. Let's see how it goes. When you take the attack action, it used to be a bonus action, so now it's part of the attack action. That's one that I was worried about. Use your Channel Divinity against one creature. You have advantage against them for 1 minute. If they drop to 0 hit points, you can transfer it to another creature. Not sure if that was in the older version, but I like this. I do like this. And it frees up the bonus action for Divine Smite. I get it. I see what they did now. Next is the Relentless Avenger at level 7. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attacks, spelling, you can reduce the creature's speed to 0 until the end of the current turn. That's nice. That's like a free polearm master without needing a polearm. Then you can move up to half your speed as a part of the same reaction. This movement does not provoke opportunity attacks. That's interesting. So, if they're trying to get away from you... Okay, I'm seeing it. They're trying to... Let's say they're trying to get away from the Paladin to get to the Wizard. You take an opportunity attack. Sorry, you can't move. Now, I'm going to move to get in between you and the Wizard. And I guess that makes sense. But at first glance, it doesn't. Because it's like, stay here. I'm leaving. But hey, free movement is free movement. Level 15, you get Soul of Vengeance. If the creature under your Vow of Enmity hits or misses with an attack roll, you can take a reaction to attack them. Cool. And level 20, Avenging Angel. As a bonus action, get these benefits for 10 minutes, once per long rest, or use a level 5 spell slot. You can fly 60 feet and can hover. That's nice. And whenever an enemy is in your aura, they need to succeed on a wisdom save or be frightened for 1 minute or until it takes damage. and attack rolls against that creature have advantage. That's nice. Buffs there, I believe. And it frees up the bonus action. Overall, now that I'm going through it, the bonus action wording for the Paladin, Divine Smite, I get it. And that might be like a hot take, but I'm not mad at it. They moved a lot of the bonus action options, other than like the level 20 capstone features, to free up the bonus action. So, is it ideal? No. Am I mad? Also, no. So that's where I'm landing on that. But next up is going to be